Hello guys, good morning. If you can hear me, just drop a comment. Good morning. If you can hear me, kindly drop a comment.
Spike needs to launch his bold new delivery business.
All right, beautiful. Good morning, guys. We had a break last week and we are back. Okay. So good morning, everybody. You're welcome to Synthetic Goddess channel. If you are new to this channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, because on this channel we teach strategies to help you become a profitable trader trading synthetic indices and every other financial market. So I think that sounds nice to you, so do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So today we are going for our live session. We are going to just be reviewing a few assets and see the next move and see what exactly we are expecting on them. So I'm just going to start with one. If you want me to analyze any asset, drop it in the comments and I'm going to pick 2 to 3 to analyze. So if you want me to make analysis on any, drop a comment. So I'm going to be starting with volatility 51s that we have on our chart right now. This is volatility 51s. So what's the first thing we want to look at? We want to look at the current structure of the market. So what is the current structure of the market? Our last break of structure was to the upside. We had a break of structure to the upside here. Okay, and this is our last break of structure for now. The reason is because this break that we had to the upside was just a sweep, not really a break of structure. This is still a sweep, relative equal highs. However, we know the market will not just want to leave this equal highs like this, so we'll definitely look at what market is currently doing. And you can see the market came back to about 50% of this previous range, so which makes it more valid. We came back to at least 50%, which makes this particular asset more valid for these buy movements that we are having. So let's say the internal structure last break of structure. Our internal structure last break was also to the upside. You can see that here. This is our last internal break. This is our last internal break. So if there is anything that would confirm us that market is still going to sell deep or come to at least this area, what would give us that confirmation is where market breaks this low. So for now, our last break of structure for the internal structure is still to the upside, and that is what we're still going to work based on. And if you check this on 8 hours time frame, you definitely notice fair value gap around there. You can see this impulse to the upside and market just created a minor low without coming back to give us a deep retracement. So you know that around here we'll definitely have fair value gap. Let's just check that on 8 hours time frame. Let's look at that on 8 hours. So this is what I was saying. Because of that impulse, and you can see that this is double bottom. This, we had double bottom here. So of course, whatever market wants to do, we are expecting it to take this double bottom and at least come to this candle. Let me mark out that candle. This particular sponsored candle for this range. This is not the main sponsored candle. If we are going to be marking the main candle for the main sponsored candle for this entire range, we would obviously be marking out this. Would obviously be marking out this. So I'm just going to mark this as interest candle. Let's just call it an interest candle, but however the name does not really matter. At least you know that this is a point of interest. So I'm marking out this as interest candle. This is our sponsored candle. If market comes deep to this area, I'm not expecting it to use this area for continuation, because of course we had inducement. It could have taken here and used this interest candle for a continuation. So if market comes below this low and enters into this sponsored candle that we have here, I'm not expecting this sponsored candle to hold. I'm just going to wait for market to break this low and we look for a sell continuation. Now from what you can see here, we had a change of character to the downside. This is a change of character. However, this change of character is just a range structure. You can see that it's not part of our normal structure. This was where we had our last retracement. Market gave us our last retracement here, hence why we marked out this high as the last internal structure break. So if market breaks this low, we are going down, and if it doesn't, we are going to look for a buy continuation for us to get a proper break of structure for this sweep that we had here. So let's go to our 4 hours time frame and see exactly what we are waiting for in the market. So what are we really waiting for on this particular market? So I'm waiting for a confirmation. Since this is my interest candle here, I'm waiting for a confirmation for me to know that we really want to continue that buy continuation from this interest candle. So this is our last break of structure to the downside. Of course, you want your time frame to align together. So what I'm just going to wait for is market breaking above this high, and immediately we break above this high, immediately we break above it, I can assure you that market is coming back to take this high, and all I'm just going to do is wait for a proper retracement. With the current move of the market, I can't really predict the direction it wants to go to, because you can see that, let me show you. You can see that we are already inside our interest candle, and market is just, you know, ranging around there. It gave us a reaction to the upside, so it is still very possible for market to come below this low and enter into our interest candle properly. We cannot really tell about that, but what we are just going to wait for is a confirmation breaking above this high. This is 4 hours time frame. Once we break above this high, this is what I am waiting for. I'm just going to wait for market to come back here and we continue to the upside, and my final take profit is going to be on this high. But let's look at 15-minute time frame and see what market is currently doing. Okay, this is our 15 minutes time frame. Number one, this area where market is reacting to is not so much valid to me. It's not so much valid. So because even if market is going to react, you can see that we still have a fair value gap above. We should have broken above this high, but you can't really tell market on where to react, right? So that is why we are just going to patiently wait and see if it is going to make that continuation to the upside, because we do not just want to randomly jump into trade either for a sell or a buy here. So let's see the direction where market is currently going to. This is not a valid POI for me, but it gave a change of character, and if it is not a valid POI and it gives a change of character, it's still not valid to me. This is a change of character here, but it is still not valid to me because of the points of interest we are currently marking. Because market can just use this low as an inducement for that buy continuation, you understand? So it might not be a real change of character, and that is why I'm just going to patiently wait to see what market is going to currently do. Either give me a break above or give me a real break below. So that is that for volatility 51s. So which other asset should we look at? Which other asset? So I'm checking the comment section right now. All right, about 2 people mentioned V75. V50. So we're going to be going with that. Let's go for V75 and V50. Okay, so let's do V75 first. All right, our 24 hours time frame, of course. All right, this is our 24 hours time frame. Let's see where market is currently reacting for this sale. Where is market currently reacting? Is it a valid area of interest? To me, it's not valid. This is currently not valid. Why? Because see, weak eyes. We had weak eyes here. You can see this eye. So liquidity is resting above this eyes. So this is weak eye for me. So market reacting there is a no-no for me. So we still had a change of character to the upside. A change of character to the upside. After this change of character, of course, you are expecting the market would come to at least 50% of our range, right? You are expecting at least 50% of the range. So let's see if we came up to 50%. Did market come back to 50%? Yes, it did. This is our 50% here. This is our 50%. Yes, market came back to 50%. So this area of reaction for this buy is super valid. Number one, because our internal structure last break is to the upside. See that here? This is to the upside. Market came back and took this liquidity. Then we had a confirmation. Let's go to 4 hours time frame. This is our confirmation. Market breaking above this eye was our confirmation that we want to continue our buy movement. So of course, this is the liquidity we are expecting market to take. As it's taking it, yes, it has. It has taken the liquidity. So what else are we expecting? So let's go to our 30 minutes time frame. Based on what is happening here, we've not really had the real change of character, but we had a major break here. There was a major break here. Okay, it took out this eye. So first I'm going to mark out this sponsored candle. I'm marking out this sponsored candle, but when markets get there, I can't really tell. So let's see what market is currently doing. Where is it currently reacting? We had fair value gap here. So market reacting there is also good because that's an interest candle, to be precise. See that fair value gap there? All right, so market reacting here is also valid because of this impulse. Market might not have that strength to come back to our sponsored candle, coupled with the fact that our sponsored candle is a weak low. See, we had shift of structure. There was shift of structure, so it's a weak low. So if market gets up to this point, there are possibility that we are going to take this low either with a wick and just sweep it and just like that. So let's see 15-minute time frame and see what market is currently doing. We've not had a change of character here. You can see that we came impulsively back into our PO high here, which is our interest candle around here. This is an interest candle around here. So we came back impulsively. However, let's see the break of structure we currently have. There was a sweep. There was a sweep. Market came back and swept this low again. Broke structure to the upside. making this low a major. So I'm going to mark out this POI for continuation, for buy continuation until market proves me otherwise. So once I see the market at this POI, all I'm waiting for is my 5 minutes confirmation. But if you are not really good with lower time frame, I would advise, or if you are a beginner, I would advise that you stay off 5 minutes and just wait for 15 minutes to confirm your entry for you. So I'm just going to come to my 5 minutes and wait for my confirmation here. I just want to see market give me a change of character in this zone, a change of character with a body candle, not with a wick. Once it gives me, I'm going to continue that buy movement. So this is my view for volatility 75. I'm still more of a buy person of volatility 75. So I think that is that for V75. So let's go to the next one, which is V50. V50. Okay, let's go on our 24 hours. All right, for this V50, the sad part is that we are unable to see what market has been doing to the left hand side. You can see that we can't really go back in time, but let's see where we are currently. So we had the break of structure to the downside. This is our normal break of structure, and of course you can see that we had void here. So whatever market is doing, it will still come back up to this area before giving us a continuation. So that is what we are expecting. So the next thing I'm just going to do is go to 4 hours time frame and see if we have intentions to go back to that zone. So let's see if we have intention. Now market gave us a change of character to the upside. This is a change of, no, it's a sweep, not a change of character. We've not broken it with a body candle. So let's wait for this eye to be broken with a body candle. Once it is broken with a body candle, market is going to come back as high as into this internal structure. So we are just going to be waiting for the buy continuation. This is what I am expecting. Let this current movement take this high with a body candle, then give us a retracement. Then I'm going to continue the buy setup till market comes back into the zone. And that's what 24 hours is telling us to. Let's see 24 hours for that retracement. You can see that 24 hours has already started giving us impulse for us to enter back into this structure. So I'm just going to wait for a proper break. That's not a proper break yet. It is still a sweep, and basically a sweep can lead to market coming back to even break this low. That's the funny part. A sweep of that high, where people will confuse it for a break of structure, right? Where people will confuse it for a break of structure, that is what we will eventually come back and break the low. So since we've not had a body candle break, so I'm just going to expect a body candle break or market continue to give us a break to the downside, then we can join the sell. So let's just hold on for V50 to either give us a body candle break or continue to give us internal break to the downside, and we join the sell. So let me take one more asset, and that is it for me. One more asset. Let's see. For volatility 25, people making mention of 25. I hope you know that 25 is still in an impulsive move to the upside, and we can obviously not so much get an entry because we are still in an impulse move and it has gone really fast. So until market comes back to break this low, this is volatility 25. Until market comes back to break this low, you can't get an entry if you are truly an intraday trader. But if you are a scalper, you can get your buy entry continuation just for a short term move. But for me, if market is going to give this retracement, I'm definitely expecting it to give me a break of this low first. Then I'm going to look for a sell continuation I'm going to look for a sell continuation to enter this zone, to enter this range. This is our previous range that we have here, and once we enter that previous range, we can still look for our buy continuation. But for now, market is still in an impulsive move, and honestly I don't want to get myself attached to any impulsive movements that has not given me a clear direction. So I think that is it, guys. So if you have any question, drop it. I don't want us to stay long on this live session. So if you have any question, drop it in the comment. Let me answer your question. Okay, somebody say let's check the V75. We've done V75. There's a POI below the major break you had. If there is a POI, I think I marked about 2 POI for volatility 75, and that's the only valid one for me for now. If we break below it, we are going down for me, right? Based on my strategy. So I can't really tell what you are currently looking at, but if we break above this low, number one, I'm expecting it to sink down more because of this impulse that we had there, and this was our last internal structure break. Okay, this was the last internal structure break. So this is obviously the liquidity I was expecting it to come back to take, and after taking it, it gave a little change of character. Of course, on this 24 hours it was with a wick, but on our 4 hours it was with a body candle. So I'm just going to wait for what market will do at this current stage that I marked it. Do you understand? Isn't there a possible sell on V50 for continuous on 4 hours time frame? I can't really tell, and just like I said, I'm just waiting for it to give me a break, in my direction. Honestly, I'm not going to guesswork. I'm just going to wait for it to happen. I can't tell if there is a sell continuation until market proves it that there is a sell continuation. So if we have a break of an internal structure here, of course market has not given us a break of internal structure, so I won't even dare to look for sell continuation. So because this movement can eventually come back to break this high and give us a real change of character. If I start looking for sell now, I'll be on the wrong side of the market because there is no clear change of character yet. Do you understand? Where you said there is sweep is the OB. Yes, that's based on your strategy, not mine. Do you understand? So for my strategy, that is what I am saying. But for yours, you can be saying something else. That's why strategy is of course different from each other. Do you get? So you can be saying that, of course you can pull the trigger, you can check on the market to look for your entry and all of that, but if it doesn't align with my own, I'm not going to look for it. All right, how do I contact you for mentorship? The link will be dropped in my Telegram channel. If you are on my Telegram channel, the link will be dropped there. You can just send a message and make your inquiries. No, I do not have a physical mentorship right now. I only deal with online mentorship for now. Alright guys, if we do not have a question again, thank you so much for joining today's live session. I can't wait to see you guys on Saturday again by 9 p.m. so that we can also do some analysis together. Thank you for joining, guys, and do not forget to like this live session. Do not forget to hit that like, please. Just hit the like. That is how you can definitely be supportive. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and have an amazing weekend.